Kiana Sage here. Busy day. Lots of things going on. But here I am. Got my bell. Today we're talking about stuck expressions. I don't know if any of the regulars are going to show up today, but my name is Kiana Sage. And I promised myself that I would do my best to do these videos every single day for the Being in Sync 366 video series. And here I am. Just making sure, waiting for people to join on. Hello. Just waiting for people to join on here. It's not my normal live time, but you know, I'm committed to the Being in Sync 366 video series. Today we're talking about stuck expressions. We'll see if anybody is bored or ready to move on from the politics, because it's going to continue. It just never ends. Oh, hey, Eric. Good to see you. Oh, I'm not alone today. Yay. I just knew somebody was going to join me, even though it's later than I normally do these videos. Thanks for being here, Eric. Good to see you here always, and always in the chats. I appreciate that. It's just going to wait a little bit until we get into the topic to see if we have some people joining us late. Big day in America for politics. Should be interesting. It's a good day. It's a good time to be alive, right? It's good to be alive. It's good to be here and being in sync. So, where is everybody? I see some of those bigger channels and they have like hundreds of people that jump on right when they're there. And I'm like, it's just me and you, Eric. Oh, we have a few more people joining in. Just wait for things to begin to roll here. I've had, I'll be honest, you know, I would say I'm not an expert at stuck expressions because I have no problem expressing. Hey, Tracy, good to see you here. Good to see you. Expression has always been one of my gifts. Hey, Wendy, hello. I think you might like today's topic. It's a very interesting approach today. We're talking about stuck emotions. Well, kind of. How are you all feeling after the election day? Here, I don't want to talk politics, and I'm just talking about how you're feeling. Hello, good to see you. Thank you. Just wait a few minutes for people to join on. I usually wait about 5 minutes, then we'll start. Excited to be here. Awesome. Oh, you feel some sadness about the election. Interesting. Well, there's going to be lots of changes. Just know that. There's nothing to do but feel and acknowledge and have zero attachments, right? Zero attachment, non-attachment. Hey, Peter, good to see you here. I'm on a little bit later than normal, but I'm here. I'm so committed to this. I'm so close. We're at like 56 or 55 days left in the year, and this is the Being in Sync 366 video series where I try to bring a different aspect of alignment every single day that is aligned to the natural laws and aligned to creation, source energy, God, Just keeping it simple, just align, align, align. And today the topic is stuck emotions, which is not my forte because, I've always been that kid that felt something and said what they felt and then I could move on. But I learned as I've gotten older, not everybody does that. Okay, I haven't watched TV in 4 years, so I haven't been following the drama. I mean the elections. Right, Tracy? Okay. Well, it's been about 5 minutes, and I don't know if we're going to have more people come on or not because it's a different time than I normally am on here, but here we go. Thanks in advance for Peter being here helping in the mods. If we have people that join on, maybe we won't be spammed today. So today we're talking about stuck emotions, and I was thinking about all the different ways in which I could really approach this topic that would be most supportive. And the first thing I want to say is it doesn't matter the why you think your emotions are stuck. It really does not matter why. What does matter is that you have awareness and conscious awareness that you have a difficult time in this thing called expression. Expressions happen in many different ways, as you all know, if you've been following this for a while. Expressions, there's narcissistic expressions, there's egoic expressions. Like we can express in many different ways. Why do we express? We express because it's part of the soul's expression to live life and to be fully embodied by the soul. And that happens through our expression. It's not about expressing perfectly. It's not expressing in ways that other people deem as socially acceptable or not. It is about expressing the higher attributes of the soul. That is what we want to do. Now, why your expressions may be stuck is simply this. Patterns repeat. That's all they do is they repeat. There's no reason why you need to get upset or angry when you notice that you have patterns that are repeating. Because that's all emotions and expression is. It's a pattern. So if you notice that you have a pattern of stuck emotions, all that is a repeating pattern. So you don't need to get mad at yourself or at anybody else. They didn't cause you to have a stuck pattern. All those patterns are yours and yours alone. Now, that does not omit that you have not been, let's just say, impacted by other aspects of expression that will cause you to feel a particular way. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, we're just talking about your awareness of feeling stuck or being stuck in your ability to express your soul's expression. So, what I thought would be helpful is to not focus on the why and focus on how do you get out of that, right? The way you get out of stuck patterns is always going to be through conscious action. Because when we take conscious action, it disrupts the pattern. The lack of conscious action is a lack of disruption. So when you're just constantly like, I feel stuck, I feel stuck, I feel stuck, I can't get out of my head, what that means is you're not in conscious action, okay? And that's not a judgment, it's just a fact. So look at your facts, and it's okay to understand that you can change that simply with conscious action. Now, I'm going to propose a conscious action assignment for those of you who are really looking to get out of this stuck expression. So let me see. What's a good question for the chat today? I know there's not a lot of you in here, but for those of you who are here, like, what expression do you struggle with the most? I mean, I don't even know what to ask because I don't have this problem. But I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm just going to give you the challenge. How about that? I'll just keep it short. It's late in the day. You guys are joining in. You've had a long day. You're here. Let's just get to it. If you have stuck expressions, I would offer you this action to take. And it is to consciously express these 5 expressions. And I'm going to give them all to you. You all have pen and paper. You have notes. And then, okay, so let me give it to you, and then I'm going to ask a question. Okay, you want to consciously do this. I'm going to give you the expressions, and you're going to commit. If you're going to commit to doing this, you got to commit 100%. That means you do all 5 expressions, and you do 5 times a day or 10. And that means you either send an email, send a text, have a conversation. That means you're really forcing the communication to occur. Forcing meaning you're consciously choosing. It's because you want to start to move the expressions in the direction that you want to go. Hey, Rose, good to see you. So here's what you're going to do. We have the expressions of gratitude. We're in November. Canada just had Thanksgiving. Gratitude is a frequency that will change how you feel. So you want to be grateful. So you want to express gratitude 5 to 10 times a day. Okay? So you just choose one of these but you do all 5 of them. So the first one is gratitude. The second one is love. You want to express love, the attribute of a love expressions from your heart in some way 5 to 10 times a day. Okay? Now, I know some of you think, oh, this is going to be easy, but I know some of you, it's going to be quite challenging. And that's the point, is that you want to challenge yourself to grow out of your comfort zone. What does the expression of love look like for you? What does expressing love look like expressing love to people who are not your family, or better yet, who are your family and you struggle to express love to them? So what are those expressions? Kindness. Expressing kindness 5 to 10 times a day. You're consciously choosing to be kind and express kindness to others. What does that look like for you? Because how it looks like for you might be different than how it is for me. These are expressions that are going to force you to consciously choose every day. You can't end the day until you get this assignment done. Compassion is the 4th one. You want to consciously choose to express compassion from you to whomever, the general public, whatever that is for you. What do you think compassion is? That's how you want to learn how to express it. You want to challenge yourself to grow in these areas so you can flourish. This is going to take the idea of I'm stuck in my expression and completely eradicate it. If you do this for each one, you will see you will have eradicated that pattern. And here's the 5th one, courage. You consciously are choosing to express courage 5 to 10 times a day. Courage is a muscle that is directly correlated to the expansion of your heart. That means you're doing things that are scary, but are in the direction you need to grow. That's courage. Courage is not what you see on TV or in the movies. Courage is an expression of the heart. So we have love, gratitude, kindness, compassion, and courage. Which expression do you feel that you struggle with the most? Let's see. And so I can give you some specifics and support you the best that I can. So let's see. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just getting the poll together, y'all. And then, oops. I should put my glasses on for this to make sure I spell it correctly. Okay. Oh, I can only do, let me see. I'm going to put kindness and compassion in the same one because I can only have 4 options. I only have 4 options here. But I'm giving you 5. So don't cheat yourself. Do all 5. Okay? Okay. All right. So, now, here's the thing about people who think that they have a hard time or are stuck expressing. What they're really stuck in is not in expression, but in their head. Okay? You are worried about what people might think, how it might be received, but either way, you're stuck in your head. Oh, I left my water. Hold on, let me get my water 1 second. I have to get my water. Oh, thanks for listing that, Peter. So when people are stuck in their head, stuck not doing actions, what I mean is actions that actually will eradicate their views of themselves, because stuckness is a view that most people feel repeatedly, and usually that feeling is one of a lower frequency. And I'm going to be honest here because I promise to be honest, and a lot of people don't like my honesty. So as always, take what works for you, and if it doesn't resonate, that's okay. I'm not offended. Just leave the rest, okay? Just take whatever works and apply that. But most people who have stuck expressions are usually bonded to their beliefs and to their ideas of how they think things should be. So they get attached. It's like deeper than an attachment. And also they have had some interactions with dark forces, black magic or the dark heart, and it has shut them down. Now, it can only shut you down in fear if you are disconnected from higher frequencies. See? And what I just offered to you, love, kindness, gratitude, compassion, and courage, these are all aspects of expression that occur with Christ consciousness and unity consciousness. So they're all higher level practices that will align you and your heart to a higher level of consciousness, which is perfect, right? Like, yes, amen. That's what I want. If somebody would have told me this, I would have been doing this a long time ago. And I've always been somebody who gave to others, but it's different when you are expressing all of these, not from the head, but from your heart. Okay, so let's just see what you guys have in the comments here. There's not a ton of you here, so that's okay. It's for whoever is willing to share, we're here to learn. Okay, let's just see. I'm wanting to leave a relationship after 10 years, but also want to marry her at times. Well, you sound very conflicted, and that's no reason to get married. Ross, I am expressing myself as we speak, yes. Okay, Tracy is saying that she struggles the most with expressing courage. So courage is is a good one to focus on then. So what I would suggest doing is pick one per day for the next 5 days. So you just focus on courage. And Tracy, what I would ask you to look at, and all of you who are watching, is courage is going to be expressed differently for everyone. So courage could be that you've had something on your mind or a person on your mind that you wanted to reach out to and say something to that you haven't done. So for example, for me, for years and years and years, I looked for one of my elementary school teachers to tell them that the exercise that they gave to me also many years ago had such an impact on me that I continued to gift that exercise my entire career. And I just wanted to let them know. So it took a lot of courage to find this teacher because they're no longer there. Now, was I expressing gratitude to them? Yes, but it also took a lot of courage of the heart to share deeply to this teacher, this professor, to not only did she influence me to go into a major that I had no idea even existed, which was speech and communication and debate. I had no idea that that was a thing until I went into her class. And she was so honest and so gracious and so giving in her instruction that I remembered those lessons for years and years, and I practiced what she taught me, and still to this day. And so it took a lot of courage for me to go back 20 some odd years and find this lady who no longer worked at that school and find her and really tell her how much she impacted me. That's courage. When you're expressing an impact of something that has had on your heart, whether it's favorable, like you're really so thankful for it, or it was really something that was heavy on your heart that needs to be expressed, that too takes courage. So I have been told from many people that it's hard for people to share how they feel when they have something negative to say to me because they don't know how I'm going to respond. Because I'm so quick-witted, you see. But I appreciate people giving me feedback. I do appreciate feedback. Even the chats here that I don't even necessarily like some of the harsh things that people say, I look at it and I think, what is this reflecting back from the collective consciousness that I need to be aware of? So nothing is personal, and yet everything is there for learning, okay? It's just for your learning. So I hope this helps you a little bit, Tracy. Courage is something that you want to stretch yourself just a little bit doing. And it might be hard to do 5 things in one day, but I know you could do it because you will be surprised at how little things that you may have wanted to do that you don't authorize yourself to do, like ask for help. A lot of people don't ask for help. That takes courage. Asking for help is an expression of courage because so many people are used to doing things on their own. Well, we get better and stronger together. So hopefully, does that help you? Do I do yoga? No, I don't enjoy yoga. Hello, Pakistan. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Peter, for putting that there. I'm going to pin that because these are the expressions that if you're up for a challenge, you want to do. Peter so kindly wrote them out for us. You want to do gratitude, 5 expressions of gratitude, text, email, conversation, where you are expressing from your heart to somebody else. You don't want to send heart emojis, y'all. You need to challenge yourself to express yourself. These effing emojis, they drive me crazy. Do you know I even have emojis on this thing blocked because y'all use emojis? Emojis are not communication. They're not even expression. Do not do yourself any disservice. Okay, that's my little rant. Courage is something that most people struggle with. Yes, Asher, but hopefully you have an idea. Tracy Joe is saying, how do you know if you're stuck? Ooh. Well, Tracy, my clients that come to me, they often use that language of stuck to describe their experience. So if you use the word stuck to describe your experience, that would be a good indication. You might also notice that you feel like you can't get out of a particular situation. That might be one. Another one is children who have grown up in a chaotic family often have a difficult time expressing both positive and what they consider negative emotions, but it doesn't matter. Expressions are alignment, right? That's all they are. They're just our expression of our spirit, and that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do, is to align to that. Hopefully that helps, Tracy. Okay, Asher. He's saying he does spiritual research. Oh, Asher, I bet you're quite an interesting person. As a spiritual research writer and trading guru, I don't know what that means. I agree 100% that negative energy frequency vibrations take us to fear and stress. Discouragement, all negative emotions. Well, first of all, we probably are going to disagree here because I don't agree that there are negative emotions. There are negative judgments, but emotions, there's no judgment. It's just acknowledgement that is needed. It's not about it being positive or negative. Emotions are just emotions, frequencies, right? And then there are lower and higher. The quality of emotions change as you change. But here's the trick, is that fear and stress and discouragement, all those quote unquote negative things that you are suggesting, those are all what's called resonance. So you will only experience it when you are resonating with it, okay? And as you heal yourself more, you will resonate less and less with those lower frequencies. So there you have. You should know that. You're a researcher. Asher is saying shifting emotions is key. And see, Asher, you're a researcher. I'm a practitioner. So I will say we do not agree. It's not about shifting your emotions as much as it's about acknowledging them. So maybe we're just using different words, but it's so important to acknowledge our emotions. It's not about controlling them. We can, when we're very much emotionally stable, you can process your emotions at a scheduled time, if you will. So let's just say I have this stressful interaction, which I have been known to have, in a parking lot with somebody who, I used to have a lot of really heavy energy around me, and I used to get confronted on stuff all the time. It didn't matter where I was. I would have every Karen that you could possibly imagine coming at me in a day. That's what happens when you have a lot of negative entities. Long story short, I used to just take notes and I would process it at the end of the day because I couldn't process everything when you're having an interaction. So don't try and process when you're in action. Process after the action. You could schedule and process your emotions even after they've been experienced. The only thing that matters is that you are acknowledging your emotions. Let me tell you, it's good to be on the other side. It is good to be on the other side. Hello, Brandon. Good to see you. Yes, I'm usually here at another time of the day, but today I am still committed to this Being in Sync 366 video series. Okay, I'm from India and I'm watching the English language. Well, thank you for letting me know. What do you think is, do you think it's courage? Bradley, I would never pass judgment on somebody else's following their soul journey. And I would suggest, if you want to align with Christ consciousness and unity consciousness. It's about an expression of an open heart and acceptance of all that is, and that is non-judgment. So I really work to be in non-judgment. Okay, Tracy. Oh, Tracy is saying I rarely ask for help. Yeah, I agree. Until I met my husband, then I had no problem asking him. He's very reliable and very helpful in asking for help. He helped me get over that. So asking for help is a good way to have courage. But asking for help with things like, I'm single, can you help me? Can you refer me any single people that match this criteria would be a good thing if you wanted to date. Disabled after hurricane. Oh, I Amethyst woman, I am so sorry. Yes, it is hard to keep asking for help, but when you are in alignment with your heart, nothing is a struggle. When you align to your heart and you speak from your heart, and that's you need that, then it's not hard. It's just the expression. The hard is the ego not wanting to need the help. That's the hard part. It's the judgment of, I can't do this on my own. And the important part is that people are ready to assist when people ask for help. I have a friend who was really in dire need of funds, and finally, after years and years, did something by asking for help and put one of those GoFundMe things together so they can get assistance, and thousands of dollars poured in. Now, she didn't want to do it that way, but she had a lot of lessons about currency and movement, and so when you get out of your own way, it allows the support to flow in. Tracy says, thanks for being here, Tracy. I appreciate your participation too. Thank you. It definitely helps making me really think. My childhood was total chaos, and there's a lot I didn't learn. Just surviving and getting through school was my focus. Yes, but Tracy, first of all, congratulations, and you're not the only one who's had like crazy childhood stuff. But what I've talked about in the soul lessons, and you'll definitely want to watch that video if you haven't seen it yet, all of our lessons need to be learned, all of them, even from our childhood, because the spiritual journey, the cycles of the spirit continues even if we're not consciously aware of them. And if we don't go back and learn our lessons, then we get what's called soul illness or spiritual challenges that are really uncomfortable, and we learn them anyway. So it's like consciously learning them or learning them by default. You choose. And I would choose consciously learning my lessons. And what did you learn from a chaotic childhood? What did you learn from your parents being emotionally unavailable? What did you learn from family? What did you learn? I could go on and on. There's so many learnings. Eric is saying, I don't trust myself doing anything. Okay, Eric. Well, trust is directly correlated with courage, okay? Trusting of the self is directly correlated with the courage that we have within our heart. So that is a good understanding to have. So you will build greater self-trust when you build the courage within your heart. And you have a really big heart, Eric. Yes, Tracy, self-reflection it's a daily practice. Every day I ask myself, is there anything that happened today that I need to learn from? Is there something that I need to pay attention to that I missed? And I make notes. Every single day I do this. But I like to learn. That's one of my top values. And what I will tell you is that when your values, or you're living by your values, life becomes much more interesting. So Peter's saying, To stop resonating with crappy emotions and situations, we have to learn to express all emotions and acknowledge them all. Well, that's healthy, Peter. That would be a healthy thing to do. But what you're saying is crappy is the ego judgments, okay? The emotions are just the soul needing healing. So the emotions are craving attention, and what I will say, full acknowledgement, because when we fully acknowledge our emotions, they transmute. Okay? They just go away. I see it with my clients every day with sessions. So it goes away faster when you have help like what I help my clients do, but it's different for everybody. What I'm suggesting, Peter, with this exercise is that when you are expressing gratitude, love, kindness, compassion, and courage, it will override what you're calling crappy emotions. It will be a higher resonance of frequency. And if you go into it enough, it will help to transmute the lower frequencies, you see. Because it will be whichever one has the most attention. And when you're consciously choosing to be in gratitude, that's going to carry a much higher frequency than the crappy emotion, right? And because you're feeding it with your attention, it's going to expand. I hope that helps. Peter is saying, I can relate to chaos and not asking for help. You know, I don't know who can't relate to that. Asher is saying, acknowledgement is a very important tool. Yes, which can be useful in understanding our energy. Okay. Frequency and vibrations, identifying acknowledgement, basically. I'm not sure what you're saying here, Asher. I can't say that I agree or disagree, and I don't even know that there's a question there. Perhaps, Asher, you ask a question. Since you're a researcher and I'm a practitioner, maybe that would be a good exchange. Tracy, thank you. Yes, he helped me. But now he's like, you ask me all the time. He's like, can you turn that off? Thank you so much, Tracy. We appreciate you. Asher is saying, great to hear someone is talking sensible on social media. To be honest with you, Kiana. Okay. Well, thank you, Asher. I would be interested in hearing a question from you based on your research to go to a practitioner. I think that might be really fun. Stump the practitioner. Oh, good. I'm glad that's helpful, Peter. So I'm trying to think, and I'm just using my clients who have been stuck, what they think is stuck. But of course, once they come to me, they're not stuck. But when they start off feeling and expressing that they're stuck, what is the challenge? And the challenge is really they don't want to have to do an exercise. And so that is their mind saying, well, I don't want to have to do this. And I get that. But this is like, you are not who you've been. You are who you are becoming. So when you are focused on who you are becoming and you have your at least five values written down and that you're operating off of, this should be a no-brainer, super easy for you, because then it's like, okay, I have something really tangible that I can do to become something bigger than what I've been, to become more alignment with my values, because there is no way that gratitude, love, kindness, and compassion practice 5 times a day, 5 to 10 times a day. There's no way you're going to be stuck after that. And if you are, then you better book a session. That's what I have to say, because you shouldn't be. Okay, let's see. Well, it's such a difference between AM coming on here in the AM and the PM is very different, huh, Peter? Okay. Asher, intentions, thoughts, emotions, words, and actions. Reactions create our experiences. Well, you and I are going to disagree on that one. And that's actually physical reflection of each existing soul. Well, here's where I disagree with you on this one, Asher. Is that reactions do not create our experiences. Our experiences are always going to be based on our perception of reality. I'm going to repeat that. Our perceptions of reality is what creates our experience. And then we get to choose, do I want to keep going down this road, or do I want to choose to be something, have a different experience? Wendy is saying, when I came to you stuck, you said it's about not wanting to make conscious choice. Very helpful. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Wendy. I'm glad to hear that's helpful. Sometimes I say things and people don't like it. I'm glad that you found that helpful. Conscious choice is really waking up. You know, it's really about us waking up to the moment. And from that moment that we are in our awareness, we have the opportunity to make conscious choice. I find the whole expression thing really challenging, like alien almost. Okay, Peter, this is perfect. You're the perfect person for this video. So can we change perceptions to change outcomes? 100%. So, Peter, who finds expressions challenging and almost alien. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the poll here and see if So the biggest expression that people in the poll are struggling with the most, I'm going to take a picture of this because that's good. Love, then courage, then gratitude and kindness. And let's not forget there's compassion. Okay, so let's just say Peter is saying that love is foreign to him. And he does not know how, or I'm just using you as an example, Peter, so let me not do that. Let's just say somebody feels that expressing love is foreign. There's a lot of people that don't know that an expression of love is just simply an attention to the simplicity of what is. It's an acknowledgement of what is. So let's just say, like, I'm super parched and I am loving my water. I love my water. I have not had anything to drink all day, hardly all day, except for my coffee. And so I am loving my water. Is that a difficult expression? No. Do other people think it's weird that I love water? Who cares? What's important is that you are expressing the love that you have in your heart for whatever it is that you do. So I'm a nerd. I love to learn things. And so when I find something, a reel or a video, and I know somebody else that appreciates it, here, I love this video, this is why. I love my water because I'm parched and the water makes me hydrated, and hydration is good for my cells, which helps me. This is what I think in my head when I say I love water. I wasn't telling you all that, but this is what I think in my head. And when my cells are communicating, I love it because I feel better. I feel more vibrant. So that's simply how you express love. I'm expressing it to my water. I'm expressing it to you. I can express it to my husband or a colleague. I can just express it by expressing it out loud. And that counts, Peter. That would count as one. Maybe you love your coffee. So you just talk to your coffee. I just love my coffee. This coffee is so good. Okay, Peter, you're going in the direction of confusion. And that is, you don't have to know what you feel at this time. You do know what gratitude is. You do know what love is. You know what kindness is, and you know what compassion is, and you know what courage is. The challenge is to learn about those expressions. Not to say I don't know, it's to learn about it. You are smart, you are intellectual, you can learn this. I can learn more about gratitude. Why? Because I know there's a lot of data out there, and I'm sure we can have our researcher on here tell us some kind of data about gratitude, because there's a ton of data on gratitude. It will shift your entire frequency just by acknowledging it. Now, when you choose to give it voice, that's acknowledgement, that's expression. You don't have to express to other people. It's helpful. It definitely challenges you, but just learning to express, I love my coffee. When I have my first sip, now if my husband makes my coffee, I love it even more because I know he puts nothing but love in my coffee. And how do I know that? I can feel it when I drink it. You can feel it. Today we went to a sandwich spot. I looked at every single person in that line making those sandwiches, and they loved their job. I was like, oh my gosh, these people love their job. Do you know the reviews are like insane? Because these people love what they're doing. They are expressing love through putting the sandwiches together. It is that simple. Don't complicate it, Peter. You're making it about like, I don't know how to feel. But I promise you, when you get into the frequency of gratitude, when you are expressing it, you're going to feel it. When you feel love. And you even heard it yesterday on yesterday's video when, if you go back to yesterday's video, there was a young woman on here, and she actually felt gratitude and love, and she did it 360 degrees, and she even said that she felt the shift. You will feel the shift too. You're trying to understand the feeling before it expresses. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Okay? But you're not the only one that thinks it needs to be a particular way. The purpose for this exercise is to actually get out of your head and into the expression, because you're going to get it more than you think you will. Peter, you're saying you don't know what you feel, but you were saying crappy emotions earlier. So there's some judgment about feeling. And this exercise should shift your judgments about feeling. Shane Sheldon. Oh, good to see you here, Shane. I love these live streams. It's like discovering a whole new world. Thank you, Peter. I just want to take that in. That's such a beautiful thing to say, because I really just want to help. And I want people to find that being in alignment doesn't have to be such a conundrum. It can happen, and it can happen with one practice after another practice after another practice. And before you know it, you're vibrating so high that you're expressing your soul's expression. Okay? We got to work inside out. Yes, Asher, I agree. It all starts from putting our intentions upon our inspiration or ideas or thoughts. Hey, Asher, I would appreciate you doing the intention setting to synchronicity course. I have it free on this page on YouTube. So go ahead and do that, and let me know what you think about it. And if you think it's worthy, share it with your comrades, because more people who understand how to do intentions would be helpful. Intentions are the key to unlocking the spiritual doors. But when we're talking about expression of our soul, we must learn that our practices of expression begin with expressing those expressions that have eluded many of us. Like we get stuck on it. So let's see. The other one that you guys said you had trouble with, let me see. Can I get to that poll again? Courage. I talked about expressions of love, how to do that. And if you guys need more examples, let me know. But I think I gave you a handful. Expressions of courage, expressions of gratitude. Do you need examples of that? I don't think so. Expressions of kindness. You guys pretty much got that one under wraps. So the other one is compassion. Expressions of compassion. You want to express five times a day. Focus one day all on gratitude. Just go all in on gratitude and express gratitude 5 times a day. Then the next day, okay, it's going to be love. I'm going to express love 5 times. And if I'm really an overachiever, I'm going to express it 10 times. Okay? And you could do this through text, email, on the chat here, which, by the way, Peter, if I am understanding this correctly, I love these streams. It's like discovering a whole new world. That is an expression of love. You just did it. And I understand you. And I get it. And I appreciate you. And I want to just recall your memory, Peter, because if you saw me, I took a moment to feel that. That's how expressions of love work. Good job. I'm so happy. We need to use the correct word that suits or aligns with our thoughts and intention. Don't get stuck on the words, but you are a writer, Asher, so you are all about words. But you don't know me that much, Asher. My words, I kind of fumble. I'm not focused on the words. Happy life. Good to see you here. Oh, thank you. I need to zhuzh my hair a little. Thank you, Happy Life. Very nice. I'm so glad you're here. Truly speaking, your heart is the most kind. Yes. The link is on here, Asher. It's a whole series. And if you go to my beinginsync.com, beinginsync.com, I have a whole series of support, different resources. All right, Asher's got a book coming out. I've completed, oh my gosh, 613 laws in the universe. Holy crap, that's a lot of laws. How do you distinguish a law from a principle? That's what I would be looking for in your book. If this guy doesn't distinguish a difference between a law and principle, then I got a problem. Okay, y'all. So I don't want to go on here and belabor stuck expressions. I just wanted to provide some guidance and provide a different way of getting out of that lower frequency and also that mindset of being stuck, because you're not really stuck. You are able to consciously choose to go in a different way by expressing yourself in such simple ways. And Peter, you're on a roll. You do 4 more I loves, and then you've got love. You've got it checked off for the day. And then tomorrow can be another day. And you could choose a different one. You're already 1 in. Okay. Any questions before we sign off here? This has been so nice and so simple. Obviously there's not thousands of you today, but oh my goodness, it's good to have nice dialogue here. Okay, anybody have any questions about stuck emotions or about the challenge? I think I got all the questions. Let me think. Let me think of anybody that I know of that has this expression of being stuck. The only way to get out of your mind is to just conscious action. You cannot overthink what you are doing. You just got to move into action, because the heart is about expressing. And what you will notice, and let me know if you guys are okay with it. Let me know, but you should have like a little bit of a ping of energy after you do each one of these. And you know what? It's November. In the United States, this is like the month of gratitude and Thanksgiving, and people always have all these exercises. But this one is going to take those ones and put it to shame, because people doing 30 days of gratitude is that's easy peasy. And if you're not challenging yourself, then you're not growing. And if you have learned nothing yet from being on this channel, is that every day I am proposing something different that pushes you out of your comfort zone. This one on expressions should really put you out of your comfort zone in a way that you grow and expand. Okay. All right. I'm so glad. Tracy says, thank you so much, Kiana. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for spelling my name correctly. And I appreciate your participation and being here. We're a small channel. I come on here every day and doing this Being and Sing 366 video series. If this is your first time, put your notifications on, because I come on at a different time almost every day. Wendy says, thank you. So grateful for being able to join tonight. Yeah, maybe we should change the time. I don't know. What do you think? Asher, the law is expressed as a single specific equation. Okay, so you're talking geometric. Okay, but principle is expressed using conceptual statements. I don't think I would agree. And they do overlap. I would agree. They would overlap, but I don't know that is what I would agree with. But that doesn't matter. If that is in your book, you would have answered my question as somebody who's challenging something different. I would be curious of somebody who has come up with 600 laws and how you came up with that. So I hope you say in your book, Asher, how you came up with the 613. And does 613 have a meaning? Because I would want to know your expression of that meaning. Just, critical thinker over here, giving you free advice that you didn't ask for. What about being around people who do not like or know what to do with your expression? Not your business. Do we just find different folks? Yeah, it's really none of your business what people think about you or what they do with your expressions. It's none of your business. Unless they're giving you feedback, Peter, and saying thank you, but no thank you, then you could take that on board and decide if you want to, maybe you don't give them your expression. But for the most part, Peter, this is what I think about what people think. As a telepath and an empath, people think some really crazy stuff that they don't even understand or know that they are thinking. So to invest any time, any level of energy in what other people are thinking about you is an absolute waste of energy. I mean, it's like throwing thousands of dollars out the window. Useless. So, and you're saying, what about being around people who do not like how you express? Look, people are entitled to the opinion. You think everybody likes me? No. When you carry a higher vibration, when you carry the vibration of consciousness, of unity consciousness, of Christ consciousness, people have reactions to that energy, period. Why? Because it's a higher level. And when people have lower level frequencies, I'm not going to go in calling what those are, and they don't know that they have it, they will have a reaction. So let them have their reaction. Their reaction is none of your business unless you make it your business. And I would say, don't do that. Alan is saying, I'm very angry with the election and I should leave the country. Well, Alan, I would definitely encourage you to look at why you're so attached to an outcome, right? And you might be new here, but I'm not a fan of attachment because we want to be in alignment to freedom. And freedom is non-attachment. That's number one. And number two, you're not alone. There's a lot of people that are angry about the election, but does that really support, number one, your quality of life? Does it support the direction you want to go? And third, is it in alignment with what you truly value? Like if you've taken time and you've written down your values, does being angry, is that in support of your values? What I'm offering you here today is to get unstuck from your expression by 5 times a day expressing gratitude, 5 times a day expressing love, 5 times a day expressing kindness. And Alan, I challenge you, if you get to day 4 and you're still angry, I challenge you. I doubt you'll be still angry. You will have transmuted that anger by higher frequencies of alignment. And you deserve that. You know why? Because you are a man of high integrity. And you will do this, and you will see the difference. And you will be a better man because you let go of your attachment and align to a higher frequency that is more productive for you and everybody around you. Oh, Asher, I know the laws come from the cosmos, structures, and patterns. So do you read them? Do you read consciousness? I get that you study them and you don't read them. I actually read them, and I work with people to help understand that. Alan is saying, can you put a curse on somebody's son? Absolutely would never do that. I do not do curses. I help people get out of those entanglements. But Alan, you should already know that if you are that angry, you are already cursing. And you should know that that energy just bounced back on you. So I would highly encourage you to get out of that vile, low, venomous, angry expression and find a way to heal yourself, because that you're just cursing yourself. Whatever you curse curses you back. JJ says, no, we can't all agree, because if we could agree to disagree, people wouldn't be upset and angry. Agreeing to disagree is what mature, emotionally mature people do, because we don't need people to align to our emotions. Hell no. Okay. Asher's saying, I love your advice and words. I value what I've received from the universe. Beautiful. Thank you. Good luck with your book, Asher. Yeah, Alan, what you're voicing here is you have a lot of attachment. Attachment is an unhealthy behavior that comes from a lack of emotional intelligence and how to express. So I know that you're a man of integrity. So these expressions that you're having, I know that you don't know what you're doing. I'm just simply telling you what's happening, and you deserve better because you are a man of integrity. Honestly, Alan, if you do this expression, if you do this exercise, I promise you, you will not be angry anymore, and you will be at a vibrating much higher. That doesn't mean you're going to like this is the interesting thing, is that having a preference is okay. It's having a preference with attachment that's not beneficial to your well-being. Okay, I'm so glad that you found that was helpful, Alan. Really good luck to you. Peter's saying, don't sweat it. So just don't sweat it. I mean, what's the point, Peter? What? Why? I've had people blow up at me, and it didn't feel good, and I was just left wondering. Well, when people are spewing their stuff at you, that's not okay. So, Peter, you can tell people it's not okay to speak to you like that. I've done that. And it didn't go well for me either, but it's okay. I let them know that their immature behavior is not okay with me. And if they can't be respectful, then they don't get to spend time in my presence. Now, those people didn't want to be in my presence anyway, so it gave them an excuse to get up and go away, which is fine by me. But people need to have a level of respect to receive your expressions, okay? Tracy Joe is saying their reaction is a reflection of themselves. It shows where they are with their evolution. Yes. Yeah, we have a lot of people who have been stunted emotionally. Okay, that's just the truth. That's not a judgment, and it doesn't mean that they can't evolve beyond that. What they need is help and assistance. And unfortunately, a lot of people who are teaching about emotional health is coming from I just want to be very cautious about what I'm saying, is coming from a very rigid, dogmatic way, which is different than energy psychology. Because here I'm all about alignment, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And that's not going to be dogmatic because it has to be integrated. It's not prescriptive because we're all individuals, right? Okay. Peter, you got great questions. So why do we absorb or resonate with hostile energy? Oh, Peter, you had to go there. Why? We resonate with lower frequencies a lot because it's spewed into the collective consciousness, okay? There's a lot of black magic, and a lot of people don't want to acknowledge it, but we saw it here in the chat. We see it in the chat almost every day. But people cursing other people, and they do not understand that their anger is what black magic is. They don't know that because we have a society that is not educated on black magic. They're not educated on Luciferian. They're not educated on what Satanists are. They are not educated because they're afraid. Now, you might not think that you resonate with hostile energy, but let's just say you work in a hospital or you work in the medical facilities. Those facilities are riddled with dark energy. Why? Because people are sick and ill, and those energies kind of hang out there. And if you have a vulnerability, it could get stuck in your field. I don't really like to go into that in public forums like this because people misunderstand communication all the time. But if we were in a one-on-one session, I would share more openly. But the reason why you absorb energy is because you have vulnerabilities in your field that have not been cleared up. But if you focus on higher frequency resonance like gratitude and love and kindness, these are practices of Christ consciousness, of unity consciousness, then you will not resonate with that anymore. That doesn't mean that people won't have a reaction, but you won't absorb it because you can be beyond it. Okay. Danny Z is talking about curses. You know, I don't prefer to talk about them very much. If you put a curse on someone, it always comes back. You don't want to play in the dark forces, because if you do not know what you're doing, and most people do not know what they're doing, they are creating entanglements. Entanglements are just brutal to untangle. Asher is saying it's prohibited to curse others. We are living in a whole big circle universe. We are what we, I mean, look, it's a holographic universe, whether people understand it or not. So, be the healing that you want to experience in the world. There are more good people than there are bad. MR is saying how to use the law of attraction. Well, this is what I would say, MR. Practice these expressions. What I've challenged everybody here today. Practice these 5 expressions 5 times a day. Pick one and practice that one, and then see what you notice in your experience. What did you notice? I am definitely stunned in the emotional expression department. I'm like a kindergarten level. Well, Peter, I kind of have to disagree with you on that. And my data for that is that you already expressed love to a perfect stranger on YouTube with your comments. So you're not at the kindergarten level, okay? You're not. So I just will not allow you to say things that are not truthful, because I am about being in alignment with the truth frequency. Now, that doesn't mean that you might think yourself into that way, but I would challenge you to not judge where you think you are. Just start expressing, okay? Just start expressing. Tracy is sending big hugs to Alan. Anger is really fear. Please have no fear for our future. You have a purpose for being here at this time. Rise above the anger, and nothing negative can touch you. Beautiful, Tracy. Tracy, you're just like a blessing to have here. Tracy, you should know that our chats are usually quite different in the mornings. Usually you can't read everything. It goes so fast. Peter said, yeah, it's like an icky sensation, like some of it, crappy energy. So Peter, that energy cannot get absorbed when you're expressing these expressions, okay? It's like shoring up your field. So you will not absorb if you are in these higher embodied expressions. And by the way, these are expressions that you will want to have embodied, meaning embodiment is it's a natural expression of who you are, which might seem foreign to you at this time, but once you get rolling and you're in conscious choice, it'll be like easy peasy. Asher's saying, that's true. We can find dark energy, frequency, vibrations, and places where pain or stress or anxiety and worry relates. Hospitals, emotions, yes, prisons, oh yeah, places like that. Yeah, any government agency, any government agency, it'll be there. Any medical facility, unfortunately, is part of it. Anyhow, this has been a really lovely stream. Very lovely. Okay, well, we've gone a little bit over an hour. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. Let's do the exercise. Commit to yourself to doing the exercise, and let's keep each other accountable to being in alignment with gratitude, love, kindness, compassion, and courage. My name is Kiana Sage, and I guide people to peace. I'm on here every day for this Being in Sync 366 video series. Put your notifications on. If you watch any of the other videos, please leave a comment so I know that you are there and you're watching it. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that we had such a nice discussion. Thank you, Peter, for your help in the chat. And you guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Tracy. We're tomorrow between 12 and 3 p.m. usually is what time I come on. Bye. Have a great night, y'all. Take care. Bye.